Hello there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. I have not been here for such a long time, right? I am coming to you from the Skin Butter Store. Why do I always have my light up way too high to where it smears? Let's turn it down a little bit. There you go. Coming to you from the Skin Butter Store because we believe that Michael Jackson faked his death. No, we don't believe. We are knowers. Like Peter Michael Bobby said, we are knowers, right? Especially you that have been around me for the past 15 years, reporting and have watched my live docu-series and everything. But before I got Michael Biopic news that you probably have heard a little bit of, but I'm going to confirm it, okay? I got Janet news. I got LaToya news. I have Pearl news. I have Frank Cassio. I think it's Frank. I don't think it's Eddie. It's one of the Cassios, but I think it's Frank. Cassio news. And of course, before I get started, thank everybody for the birthday wishes for me. Thank you so much. I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. And here were my Mother's Day flowers from my daughter. There they are. And my son gave me a beautiful birthday Mother's Day necklace. I didn't wear it today, wore it the other 2 days. Jackie and Catherine had a birthday. Catherine Jackson is now 95 years old. Can you guys believe that? Wow. When Jermaine said way back in 2009, my mother is very, very healthy, he meant that. That was a truthful statement because back in 2009, that was 15 years ago. So she was 80 years old in 2009. She had just turned 80 because that was 15 years ago. Wow. Well, she's 95 now. We lost Papa Joe, I think, in 2018, and he made it to 89 years old. Also, not all the Jackson females have their birthdays in May. Rebe and LaToya, I believe, share a birthday, which is May 29th. Janet's is coming up May 16th. And Catherine's birthday, along with Jackie's birthday, her eldest son, is May 4th. And then my birthday's May 6th. How about that? That's pretty cool. Before we get started in all that news that I have gathered, I just want you guys to know that, here we go. We're at the Skin Butter Store. And we got vanilla fragrance. We got She Resist, which is Givenchy Irresistible. My camera's dirty. Let me see if I can wipe my camera down and get a little better picture. Sorry, guys. And we have, eucalyptus peppermint is fabulous, especially if you want to get in a sauna or you want to detox and breathe it in. It's so good for cleansing. We have vanilla musk, which is vanilla and Egyptian musk. Oh, papaya is a fabulous summer fragrance. J'adore, which I call J Doré. That one is, Gigi Resist is based on Givenchy's Irresistible. J Doré is based on J'adore, that Rihanna, who has been voted the best smelling celebrity. She advertises that now, but I think it was Charlize Theron. We have a strawberry watermelon called Something to See. Lang Bang, as well as lavender. Did you know those essential oils are insect repellents? Plus, they can heal your insect bites much faster, stop the itching, stop the hurt, the pain of them. Both of them do well. Did you know Lang Bang is good for libido? So I call it Lang Bang. Sour pearls, sugar pearls is a very sweet, smells like candy. And then we just have more. So be sure to go to the skinbutterstore.com or staysalldayshay.com and order your shea butter. Okay. All right. And I'm coming out with a foot scrub too. All right. So now let's get to the Michael news. Okay. Now what happened? Okay. See, they're always messing with me. I saw that many of you guys were in there, but anyway, it is what it is. So hello there. Hello there. You probably got kicked out while I was promoting my products. But anyway, So let's get down to Janet for the American Music Awards, AMAs. She's getting the Icon Award. Oh my God, congratulations to Janet. She deserves it, doesn't she? LaToya is having some kind of event, like a biography of her and her family event in May here in Los Angeles. So you can go to her Instagram page, LaToya Jackson, and learn all about that. Okay, let's get to I believe it was Frank Cascio. Let me go real quick. Okay, Frank Cascio, it was rumored that he tried to shake down the estate, hit him while it's hard, hit him while it's hot so that he can get paid. The book he did, My Friend Michael, didn't do so well. So now is he, did he try to shake down the estate? There's been rumor that he did, and to get some money. But now we know, maybe got some more insight into that. Let me do this. Let's look for Cecil Holmes. I think it was Frank. I don't think it was his brother, Eddie. Okay, and then they kind of got into that little Eddie with the 5 songs on the Michael album. Were they really Michael singing, or were they Jason Malachi or some other person singing? Who knows? Okay, let's see. Where is it says I'm live now, but let's go to Frank Cascio. Oh, happy Mother's Day, moms. Yes, yeah, Frank Cascio. He got into some trouble gambling and had gambling debt. Oh my God. So now we maybe see some motivation. You know, when you had a best friend named Michael and your dad worked at one of the ritziest 5-star hotels in the world in New York, I think it was Hemsley Palace, I think. You guys may know which one. I'm not quite sure. But that's where Michael met Frank, Eddie, and they have a sister as well, Cascio, the father, and, became friends with them and stuff. And when Michael's into you, he calls, he hangs out, he's like, really glad that he has somebody other than his family to hang out with, because Michael always thought he didn't have outside friends outside of his family. And that's because you're a famous star, and people try to take advantage, Michael. So Papa Joe was looking out for your back, but Michael understands that now. Okay, but what he didn't understand before. Okay, so Frank Cascio, it's on my Facebook page, the article about it, to where he got into some gambling trouble, wanting to hit it big, and then, spending money, you want fancy cars, you want to be at fancy restaurants, you want to have the fancy clothes and all that stuff. Instead of working for it, people think they can shake down other people and get rich quick, easy. And I don't know if the estate paid him off or not. I don't know, but I heard rumored that it happened. Okay, so that's one. All right, Pearl. Oh my God. Okay. I was going to go on live, right, when I heard this, right? Pearl, let's see. Oh, Brandon Howard, before I get to Pearl. Brandon Howard had an event with his, I think that's his auntie. Okay, Giovanni is his auntie, yeah, because she's a sibling. And Yasmin, who is her daughter, they had an event that happened April 27th. So I hope it was successful. It was in New Jersey, so of course I couldn't go. But Brandon is that Michael Jackson's son. Eyes look just like mine. Oh no. Son, Brandon Howard, by Mickey Howard, who lived at the house where we can place her with the Jacksons at that time. And the Pretend Dad is on the Off the Wall album. So we can put Mickey right there at the Jacksons. Joe was her manager. Everything fits. Everything fits. It's a complete puzzle that Brandon Howard is that son that Michael tried to deny was his child during pregnancy. And then when the baby was born, he says, eyes just like mine. Oh no, that he was wrong. And also where the lie becomes the truth. So he thought it was a lie, but it became the truth. So he kept saying, Billie Jean is not my son, not my son, but he tells you the truth in the song. So that's all our autobiographical, and it all matches. Okay, so let's go to Pearl. Oh my God. Okay. Can you guys remember the Masked Singer? You got to watch Alive 4. And in Alive 4 is a whole bunch of facts, proof, evidence, clues about we believe Michael's behind the Masked Singer. And it's with Donny Osmond, it's with LaToya, it's with the kangaroo that's singing in the mirror for Man in the Mirror, with Peter Michael Bobby's Jackson's Empire logo on the back of his shirt, with the glitter glove. I mean, and then they mention Moonwalk. I mean, how obvious. And then the pearl in a shell, and then the 2 owls for Teresa and Bruner. So it's been a whole lot of stuff to let us know. And the only reason why you would know this stuff is because you're a part of our group, the Believer group. Michael makes sure that I don't go too far, because I would have been blown up by now if somebody wasn't suffocating me and keeping me in a box. And I believe that's what Michael's doing, keeping me in a box so that only us very, very dedicated, loyal, engaged fans who research everything can know what's going on. And when he needs us, I guess he's going to release us, okay? Release it out. At least that's what I'm hoping, okay? But he hasn't needed us for now. But anyway, so on The Masked Singer this year, there was a character named Pearl, right? A character named Pearl. And so that was so interesting. I didn't watch the season because I work at night, the skin butter store. I don't have that much time. So somebody told me, oh, there's a character named Pearl. I was like, there's a character named Pearl. Okay. So Pearl ended up winning. Okay. I hope that's a signal that I'm going to end up winning. I hope, but I don't know. But me and the winner is a country singer named Gretchen Wilson. She had this monster hit in the early 2000s, I think 2004, called Redneck Woman, right? And she was just saying, I'm country and I'm poor and so what, and I'm proud of my roots and all that stuff. Okay, and it was a cute little song. I listened to it. It was a cute little song. I didn't know about the song back then because I'm not into country music. Beyonce's now isn't Blue Ivy just getting down as a 13-year-old can dance? Oh my God, she's so talented. And then now we have Rummy, right? She's now in it, right? She's like 7 or something, and she's in the show. But my daughter and my granddaughter went to the Beyonce concert, and it was fabulous. 2 tickets were $800. I mean, my God, that's too rich for my blood. But anyway, so, but Beyonce's still touring. Okay, so anyway, so Redneck Woman, Gretchen Wilson, Pearl, aka me, Pearl, right, wins The Masked Singer this season. And I think it's the 13th season. So I looked her up and I'm like, where can I find something that connects? Because Michael usually leaves another clue just so we know it's not a coincidence, right? Because coincidences do, despite what Jermaine tweeted and put wink, wink at the end when there's no such thing as coincidences. And that had to do with the Justin Bieber, the Hollywood, Grauman's Chinese Theater event back in the day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, tweet. You have to go watch the Alive docuseries. You have to go watch the Alive docuseries if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay? And you go to michaeljacksoninsider.com to learn all the big things that you have missed for the past 15 years. Okay, so I went looking for Gretchen Wilson. Okay, where is a clue that Michael did this on purpose for me, for you, for us, right? Okay. So the only thing I could come up with, and you guys may find some stuff too. Look at her birthday, June 26th. Okay. So that is it's the first full day of the death hoax. Okay, it's the first full day of the death hoax. So on the 26th, because he called the ambulance was called after 12 noon at 12:26, I believe it was called, right? Or it arrived at 12:26, but it was after 12 noon. So we're talking about within 24 hours, the 25th to the 26th is Death Hoax Day. Okay, so is the June 26th that he was behind the whole Pearl character? I think so. Would Gretchen Wilson know? Of course not. She wouldn't know. Would everybody else know? No, because they don't know the series of Pearl's clues that have happened throughout these, let me put it to you this way, 20 years. Because I started covering Michael Jackson. I was credentialed media at his 2005 trial. So we're talking about 20 years I've been doing this. So I think that was the closest thing that he could come up to give a supportive clue that it is not a coincidence that he was behind the Pearl character to me, and also as a clue to us believers that Michael is still alive, still running things, and still doing what he's doing. All right, so now let's get to some Michael biopic news. Okay, and in somebody I know, okay, or I heard from somebody I know. I heard from somebody that I know through the grapevine that it is true that they're doing pickup shots for the Michael movie. They are doing pickup shots for the Michael movie. We already heard that all on the news, right? That, for whatever reason, they had to do pickup shots. Well, I believe that they are recording in May. They're setting up for all the pickup shots in the month of May. And in the month of June is when they're doing the actual reshoots. So it depends on how much re-editing that they need when the movie will come out. Now, a lot of times they need 3 to 6 months to set everything in motion to have a worldwide distribution. Now, they had still said that it was supposed to come out in October. So if they're doing reshoots in June, there's July, there's August, there's September, and there's October. So there's 4 months that they still can have. So we still have a little inkling of a possibility that the movie may come out in October because everything's already set in place. The distribution is set in place. Everything else is already set in place, right? So is it going to be pushed to 2026? I'm not sure yet. But they will be doing the reshoots in June. They got 4 months. Okay, now it's much easier to deliver the final product to all the major networks, all the major TV screens now, because all you do is upload it now. You can upload it with excellent, even improved quality. Okay, before you would have to take a tape and send it, all over. Right now, there's so much electronic stuff and AI stuff that you can do things so fast. Okay, so let's hope. I'm not saying it will come out in October, but let's hope that it can come out still in October. I'm sure he wants it to. I'm sure that that's what he wants. But can they get it done in time, right? We have a very meticulous, fantastic director, producer. The writer has already done his job with the rewrites. So we'll see. We're going to cross our fingers that can still be done. And I think that that's probably all that's going on right now. Okay. Here's the Pearl in The Masked Singer. That's the Pearl in The Masked Singer. She has a crown. So King of Pop, there's a crown representing King, right? And then her face is a pearl, and she got all kind of pearls on her and stuff like that, and she has the shells on her, because pearl is the jewel of the ocean, right? All right, guys, I have to, let's see, I think that's all of my notes. So I will see you guys next time. Oh, one last thing, Diddy. Okay, I want to make a comparison, okay, with Michael and Diddy. I don't believe Michael hung in the crowds that Diddy hung in, okay? Of course, they had to cross paths because the music industry is the music industry, right? But Michael didn't like thugs. He didn't like that type of aggressive, confrontational type of music or that type of personality. But I don't know everything. I wasn't with Michael 24/7 at all, ever. Only time I was where Michael was at was a few times. The 2005 trial, once when he came and visited the kids at this place called New School, when the Jacksons got their star on Hollywood. There's just been a few times that I have been where Michael, and his concert, the Victory concert. But those are the Victory tour. That's only times I've ever been where Michael's been, okay? Except for when he came and saw me in disguise at the Catherine trial, the IRS and the IRS trial. He came to see me at a farmer's market. Macy's! Oh my God, the whole Macy's thing. You gotta watch the Alive docuseries. The Macy's was fabulous. And remember, Bobby Anderson is from, who is Michael's decoy. So when things got too, it's Michael, Bobby, it's me. See, I ain't Michael. You know, that's what that is. And Michael's used decoys like all his life since he was a child. But one of the girls' name in the Macy's commercial was Carolina. Okay, I'm just telling y'all, if you have not seen the Alive docuseries, you cannot guess. You cannot guess what's in it. You can't imagine, you can't guess, because if you haven't been around and I haven't reported on it, or the other fans haven't reported on it, then you don't know. Be sure to watch the Michael Jackson Alive docuseries. And Cecil and I will be working on finishing Alive 5. We wanted to come out at the same time that the Michael biopic comes out, okay, for Alive 5. Okay, so I was going to say something. Oh my God, I went off on a tangent. I was going to say something. Oh my God, what was it? Oh, you guys, please help me. Please help me. What was it? Yeah, it's supposed to be, the Michael biopic is supposed to be 4 hours. So are they going to do a live one, the first part maybe in October and maybe release the other later, or do a 2-part and then people go out and get popcorn and use the bathroom and then come back in and see the other 2 hours? I'm not sure which one it is. Yes, Peter Michael Bobby had called me. Yes, he had called me not too long, he contacted me. He contacted me like a week or so ago. He was doing fine, and I think that's Bobby. And apparently with Bobby Anderson, a second murder has happened in his family. That's what I heard. I'm not there. I don't know anything about it. This is what I heard. But condolences to the Anderson family for that, which it's so sad. But yeah, he had called me. Somebody, you guys got to tell me what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What was it I was going to say? I was going to say one very good thing. Oh, here it is. Diddy. Okay, I'm going to make a comparison. Okay, and then I have to go. All right. So with Diddy, when the tape, first the lawsuit, Cassie Ventura, she was his girlfriend for 11 years. She met him when she was 19. They've been broken up since 2019. The last time she saw him was at Diddy's ex-wife's memorial funeral, which was in 2019. I know it says 2018, but I believe it was 2019 because it was the coronavirus. But maybe it was 2018. Was Corona back 18 and 19? Yeah, COVID-19, and it came out. So 2018 was the last time that she saw Diddy, 2018. And then when she decided to totally break it off, per her testimony, at least people reporting on her testimony, because it's a federal trial and no cameras are allowed in federal courtrooms. Okay, so that's why we're not getting it. It is salacious, I'm telling you. But anyway, when she heard Diddy say to the world, or whoever was at the funeral, that Kim Porter was his soulmate, that was it for her. Okay, she suffered unimaginable abuse, physical, sexual abuse. I mean, it is some demonic, decadent, perverted stuff that she had to go through. And you know, STDs, sores in her mouth, urinary tract infections, who knows what all this poor girl, she's now 38 years old, what she's been going through. It is a sad, sad, sad thing, right? But I want to compare something. So when she filed her lawsuit, within 24 hours, it was settled. He paid her off, but then within like a week, 2 weeks, within a month span, then the video of Diddy literally kicking her while she was down, grabbing her, snatching her, hitting her, kicked her while she was down, and all she could do while she was down was cover herself. And he comes running out. He had come running out in a towel. The reason why he had a towel on was not because he was in the shower and she was leaving. It's because she testified that it was in the middle of a freak out, which he calls, you know, it's when it's an orgy, or he's watching her have sex with male prostitutes that she hired on his demand. Okay. And she said she didn't want to do it anymore and she was leaving, and he wanted to finish his sexual episode. He did not want her to leave, and he was furious that he didn't get to finish all that sexual stuff, watch her and all this stuff. So that's why he dragged her back. Okay. She said, she testified that she did that because she loved him. And she didn't get as much time with him because people were always around, and she figured that was the only time he gets to do it. Plus, he recorded him and blackmailed her and said, if you stop, I'm going to tell the world. Okay, I'm going to tell the world. I'm going to show this to your mother, and I'm going to release it. Okay, so that kept her doing it over. She said she did it so many times. It was one time it was a freak off for 4 days. Okay, just terribly, terribly abusive. Gosh. Okay. Now, here's the comparison with Michael. There was a lawsuit. Paid, settled, right? Settled, paid. She's good. But then there's the criminal suit. So now there's a criminality, right? So when Michael, his insurance paid the Chandlers off, right? It could have still went to trial. It could have still went into a criminal trial. A settlement does not guarantee no criminal trial, because the criminal trial is determinant on the prosecutor. It's a federal case, so it depends on the prosecutor if he's going to press charges. So when they took pictures of Michael's penis, okay, way back in 92, they took pictures. It did not match. Okay, you might see reports it match. Oh yeah, we're going to go do all this, get a subpoena, take pictures, and we're going to see that it matches, and we're going to go, never mind, Mr. Jackson. Never mind. It matches, but we're not going to arrest you, and we're not going to press any criminal charges. Come on, it didn't match. And if they had enough, 2 grand juries refused to indict Michael Jackson. Remember that. In that 93, 2 grand juries refused to indict him because it was such just words coming out of people's mouths. And that's all it's ever been, is words. There's never been one shred of serious proof that Michael molested anyone. Okay? And so when people say, oh, he paid him off, so that's why there wasn't a trial. Well, there could have been a trial. And they could have subpoenaed Jordy and his mama and Evan Chandler, who was the architect of the whole thing, because he wanted money for his movie Robin Hood Men in Tights 2. Okay, so and when Michael refused to give money, that's when the dentist, okay, who wanted to be a screenwriter, okay, he decided to, since you're friends with my son and my wife, and our daughter, I'm just going to say you're having sex with my son. And I'm going to destroy your life that way. Okay? And it's on camera. He said, I'm going to destroy you. Okay? That's on tape, not camera, on a audio tape. Okay? So this lets you know, this Cassie and Sean Combs incident, where there was a settlement, a payoff, there still could have been a criminal trial. There still could have been a criminal trial. And if they had a matching description that matched Michael's genitalia, that would have been it, right? That would have been it. It did not match. Okay, it did not match, and that's why two grand juries refused to indict Michael Jackson. Okay, and the saying is, a grand jury can indict a ham sandwich. Okay, so if twice two grand juries are like, we don't believe this, then it didn't happen. And then when Michael finally went to trial for some other grifters, okay, 14 out of 14 not guilties. Okay, so let's just, move on. And I am sorry, I don't have too much pity for the Menendez brothers. I don't. I'm sorry. They murdered their parents. There's other ways to do things. They murdered them in cold blood, premeditated, set it up, lied about it, spent the money, tried to go on a spending spree because they had to kill the mama, because if they killed just the daddy, the mama would get the money. So they had to kill the mama and the daddy in order for them to be the heirs of his dad's fortune. Okay? I'm sorry. That is just such a horrific crime. And I know it's 30 years, but I just had to give my 2 cents into that. We are sometimes too bleeding hearts, too democratic, too liberal, too forgiving, to a fault. Okay? And sometimes when you're like that, you really do people more harm than good. Like one of the things I love about Papa Joe, he didn't just give his children fish. He taught them how to fish so that they could make their own money and be independent of him one day. And he did a damn good job, because they are the most successful family ever. Okay? Ever. Large family ever. There's not been enough. Of course, they were all millionaires at one point, but then they lost their money and blah, blah. They started getting their money at 18, and a lot of things have happened. But I would like to say, Michael Jackson, you know what to do. You know what to do, right? You know what to do. Michael faked his death, and please go to michaeljacksoninsider.com to learn what you don't know. And also be sure to go on theskinbutterstore.com and order your fabulous, wonderful, highly rated, tremendously moisturizing, fantastic smelling, and I mean that, shea butter. All right? So I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.